So this video is an experiment. I'm manifesting it's only going to reach the people that actually need to see this message. I don't know when I'm going to be doing another one of these. This is the first one I've done in quite some time. And I'd like you to remember that everything that you see in your field is also you. And so by looking at the patterns of what's in the field, we're going to also determine the patterns of what's going on in your life. And so for that, we can start with the first card. And it looks like this is going to be a reading about poverty. It's going to be a reading about really overcoming many of the challenges that you have had in your experience with scarcity. Because ultimately, what we're learning in this now, in this moment, is we're learning to be alchemists. We're learning to be transmuters. We're learning to be making money and creating wealth in ourselves every moment. And not because you need to be working every moment, but because this new alchemy of actually uploading yourself to the fourth dimension and being online, that is part of the work where you're changing the world every moment, and so you're earning every moment. That's what the most successful business owners do, is they don't have to be always working or thinking of themselves as an employee. They're thinking of themselves as somebody that is creating value through their existence. So it's time for you to cut off a lot of the nonsense that has kept you from doing that. It's time for you to cut off this pattern of generational scarcity. It's time for you to cut off the pattern of believing that you're not worthy. It's time for cutting off the pattern of seeing the world as something that wants to keep you impoverished, because all those patterns are not serving you. And it's said by shamans, mystics, magicians, that at any point we can cut off anything in our life. It's just a matter of holding that intention. So you could let this be the Satori moment for you, where you actually go and wake up, where you go and decide that you're going to hold this intention of receiving from the universe as an energetic phenomena, and then watch as that manifests in real life. It's really time for you, because this is the beginning of a new journey. We have the Fool coming out, but the modern Fool, the Fool of ourselves that is going to be engaging and not knowing what's going to happen. Like, that is the rush. That is the experience of putting yourself online, is you don't know how any video you post is going to do. But every time that you actually decide that you're going to create, you're uploading a piece of yourself to this digital garden, this digital ecosystem in another dimension. And as you do that, what happens is you don't know how you're going to grow. Do you think the tree knows if it's going to be below like someone's porch or somebody's the perfect spot for a tree, a beautiful spot for a forest, an old log? It does get indications, right, of like how it's actually going and sensing beneath itself, its roots, the amount of light that it's perceiving. But if you're somebody on the path, if you're perceiving the light above you, it's like you don't know what's above you, but you have to grow. You have to encounter that through your feeling. And so, like, that's why it's so important to cut off the pattern of not seeing yourself as enough, of not seeing yourself as transformational. Yes, as you get online, as you really harness your gifts, what is going to happen is that you're going to be confronted with all the ways in which you haven't seen yourself as worthy. But you know what happens at the flip side of that? Once you start to see yourself as worthy, we're going to go and see the wound man, actually, to remind you that, like, you're going to encounter the wounds that you've seen yourself in. And that's why this is part of your journey. That's why, like, part of actually creating this new version of yourself, this new timeline, is seeing yourself as enough. Because you are enough. Look, Queen of Wands. Look at that. Even if you're a man watching this, it doesn't matter. It's about the feminine energy of really allowing yourself to know that you are exceptional, that you are inspiring, that you are able of creating a vibration that people enjoy and want to be around, that makes them feel in tune with their spirit and what it means to be alive. Like, you don't probably fully realize what a gift you have, honestly, whoever it is that you're seeing this. But it's time for the world. It's time for you to actually feel on top of the world. Wow, we got some jumpers coming out. That's powerful. This is how you're going to feel on top of the world. So one is you got to release this guy right here. You see that? It's upside down, but you see that? That's you being tormented by all the thoughts that you absorbed by people. They're not your thoughts. All the times that you don't see yourself as worthy, do you think that you actually think that? You do now, right? But it's an idea. In the shamanic tradition that I was initiated into, it said that heavy thoughts are like, oh, that person sucks, or they're whack, or whatever. These thoughts that we probably feel that we shouldn't be thinking, those are actually arrows that go out energetically into people's chakra systems. And so it's highly likely, almost a fact actually, that you've absorbed some of those, and you've been taking in some of those accounts of these thoughts that you just absorbed because you needed to learn a lesson. And so, like, as you take the lesson, that lesson, as you share these real truths that you've learned, because you're not watching this video on accident. If you're watching this video, you've gone through some challenges in life. You've overcome some things, right? And so you have to realize that those thoughts aren't you, and that you personally can actually take this lesson, take the methods, take the wisdom, take the gems of yourself, and this is how you facilitate ascension in the third dimension, through uploading yourself to the fourth dimension, through creating an internet presence. Because the fourth dimension is time, right? So as we're creating these videos, we're beyond time. We're actually going and moving, we're illuminating. We can see the Knight of Wands here. Why are wands fire in the tarot? It's because the wand, and the reason this is coming up is you have to harness your own inner wand, the inner masculine, but also the ability to illuminate, to make clear. It's like a torch. It's like you can be a torch bearer. I'm manifesting the wisdom seekers, the wisdom sharers, the teachers, the leaders are going to be seeing this. No coincidence. We're in month 1, January of 2026, a 1 year, right? The leadership ability to go and allow you to reach this new horizon, to let you actually live every day fulfilled. Because you're going to be met, as soon as you decide to do this work, you're going to be met with all these, I wouldn't say unrealistic dreams, but these things that like want you to believe that you're just going to be successful overnight, because that's what's easy to sell you. Like make 5K a month from affiliate marketing, TikTok shop. Like all the people that are doing that, most of them, many of them already had a skill. And it doesn't matter, like they might not be skilled in the way that you think, because you might even have that skill. Like it's not that it's not possible to manifest very quick results using this technology, but what is possible is that like you need to create a lot in order to develop all of the different micro skills that go into actually creating a content and a business from it, from actually manifesting 5D abundance through the 4D, not the 3D. Because in the 4D, you just do something once and it's replicated infinitely. That's why like spiritual leaders, the old way of doing things where you're just like doing work in the 3D and you're not involved in the 4D, that's ended in a way, because we have lightning in a bottle, right? We've literally bottled the lightning, and that's how you're watching me. Does it get any more clear? Do you actually realize like what you're holding? Because it's not just like a thing for the government to spy on you and for you to go and contact your friends, although it is that. This is literally a reflection of the collective unconsciousness. And so when you realize that, when you actually bottle your lightning, this lightning isn't going to go away. People can just zoom in and watch it, right? Really see who you are. So imagine if all of the people that already know who you are, maybe they're not always as wealthy as you like or you prefer. Maybe you haven't figured out how to go and like really feel like you're receiving enough, but all the people that actually see who you are, that trust you, that come to you for guidance, imagine if there were 100,000 more of those people in the world. Do you see why people become wealthy when they do this yet? It's powerful. It'll change your whole world. It'll actually change, because once you start to do this, wow. Like this is a dream technology. That's why we're seeing this. This is the magician. Because as we go and really do this, we're changing the fabric of dreams. No coincidence, the oldest god of Mesoamerica, Tezcatlipoca, obsidian mirror. That means that the black mirror has been creating this, and what are you watching me on? Also a black mirror. Why? Because it said everything emerges from an intention and a reflection. So as you intend to create this new version of yourself, to actually go and achieve new results in your life, from uploading yourself to the collective consciousness, changing your reflection in the black mirror, what's going to happen is you set that intention, you don't know how it's going to unfold. And it's always going to reflect differently, because you never see yourself. You've never actually seen yourself. Other people can, but even every time you look in a mirror or your phone, it's flipped. Your right side is your left side is your right. So you don't have to worry, are people even going to really get what you're saying when you're online? You don't. You just need to worry, like, am I showing up? Am I opening myself up to this new way? Because why is ascension occurring now? Why is there a new fate being woven for people to enjoy themselves? Because they can't stop the flow of information anymore. Do you know how many cultures, how many civilizations have been wiped out because of the knowledge they had? Now all the knowledge is there. Just, can you get people to listen, right? And like that is the core truth is how do we get people to actually listen, right? Ooh, art. Remember who you are. Remember your ancestors. Remember really like what you came here to do, that passion. You need the fire element to succeed. And look at that. Felt it. Felt that fire, the Ace of Wands. You have to come with your passion, with what do you actually believe? What are you excited to share also, right? Like, what is it about this sense of passion, this sense of becoming, this real like passion that you felt, that you know that you want to tell people. Maybe it's around bonfires late at night when you feel comfortable, or late night talks. Maybe it's a daytime thing for you, but this is something about the night, because the people that this is reaching is this possibility has been obscured in darkness. But that's when everything's created, actually. Even in the Bible, right? In the beginning there was darkness, then the light. So it's mirrored in our same creative process. That's why it's so helpful to just let yourself focus on this vibration, this possibility, right? Who are you actually? Your own stories. Look at that, the storyteller. You can tell your story. You don't know what'll happen. But I can guarantee you, from traveling the world, making tens of thousands of dollars online, it's like when you get in this vibration, you meet people that are also on that vibration. And the people on this vibration are creators. They're not just talkers, although talkers is creating in this strange attention economy we live in. But like people that are actually doing things, which means you're not going to be running in circles anymore. So you got to nurture this, all right? You got to really nurture your own ability to tell the stories, to see yourself as abundant, to see yourself as someone that has done something every day to actually level yourself up. That's how you're going to get it. That's how you're going to change actually what's going on. But you need to be like actually loving this new version of yourself. Like if you think about a mother bird with a baby bird, right? Like she's going to like do her best to go and take care of that baby bird. That means you taking care of like your own inner child, taking care of your needs, not needing yourself to like already go above and beyond massively every single day, but like actually respecting that, like, hey, this is something new, this is something sacred, and there will be growing pains. When you first grow, right, it's tender. It's things are easy to go and get damaged when it's new. So you got to let this sapling of your intention of growth in this higher dimension, you have to be kind to it, you have to nurture it. But you also have to keep winning. That's why she got the crown right here, because to the victor goes the spoils. So if you want to like actually receive the abundance of New Earth, you have to be the victor in your own mind. You cannot just like think you're a loser and then think like you want like winner things to happen to you. No. You have to see yourself as victorious. How? Simply by taking the small actions. It's literally succeeding and growing 100,000 followers on short form content in the past 2 years. That has all been done with less than like an hour a day, most days. And the days when it was taking me more than an hour a day, it wasn't actually the work. It was simply just like going and probably scrolling. There are definitely days where I put in maybe 2 hours, right? But like sustained effort over time is how you're going to go and do this for you, so you can access this 5D abundance, so you can access this new opportunity. So now, no matter how bad things are going for you, realize that like you intended this. Whatever is going on in your life right now, you intended this to wake you up. So get out of the pity party, get out of the sadness here, and like really let yourself evolve to this new version. King of Pentacles. If you made it to the end of the reading, this is the energy that it's time to embody. See yourself from the vantage point of your higher self. See yourself from the vantage point of someone that believes in you and is able to find the practical steps to get there. Because you have to follow that passion, you have to follow that inspiration. But if you don't realize that like real results come from consistency over time, you're not paying attention to how the earth works. The biggest trees, what they do? Very consistent effort over time. So for you to make a big, strong apple tree that'll print you those golden apples where you can be living in abundance, then actually let yourself take the consistent actions. So let me know if this reading resonated for you. I am going to be leaving some links in the description if you'd like to work with me further, if you'd like to schedule a one-on-one reading or apply to work with me directly. And excited for new things for us both. Subscribe if you enjoyed this. Aloha.